We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live.
Let's talk.
Mm-mm. Okay. Trying to find my thing to make sure that it is. Hold on. All right, there we go. Now we are live. It wasn't live. The feed wasn't live before. So let me try and find this now. Um okay, the feed still isn't showing up. Okay. There we go. All right, there we go. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings, everyone. How is everyone doing on this good old Friday evening? It's rainy here in South Florida. It is raining, it's pouring. Well, we knew that was coming. I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys saw this story, but the headline now is they have been arrested and charged with murder. I think everyone kind of saw that coming because they were talking about that baby in past tense when they were talking about, and that's normally a dead giveaway when they're already talking about the kid in past, like anyone like in past tense. Normally is a dead giveaway, and then like the way that she described it, like I don't know where they come up with these cockamamie stories from, like. It's not the outcome that I wanted it to be, but we kind of figured that. Yeah, that's crazy. Um, that's just crazy. Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay. Trying to set this up. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. How art thou? Taking a little break, a little breaky break. This is weird looking. Huh? I don't know if I like the images by themselves with real faces in it. That looks very weird. So this just came across my feed. where someone had this, and it's a Canva file, of course, and you can like color in every part of it. And they basically did this. Oh wait, where is it? And it's like a real face, but the rest of it's cartoonish. Like that just seems kind of weird to me. But this one I do like just where it's no face. I think that's pretty cool. But that other one with the face in it, I don't know. I'm not feeling that one. What about y'all? What are your thoughts on a real face but with the cartoonish body? I really like the way the file is set up, especially I mean, it's just something about that one without the face. I can't imagine like trying to put because you have like on that one, there's the ears. I wonder if people would only do that one for the football one because trying to put a face in there and match the ears because you can see both sets. I don't think it'll work on the cheerleader one. I don't know. Some of these craft trends, I'm always like, I don't know. Some days I do wish that I could literally just put out anything, any and everything. It amazes me sometimes the stuff that people actually like and that they're attracted to. So sometimes I do kind of want to just create something and just put it out there because if it seems like people just like eat up files like that. Um, I feel like I'm always, I guess I'm not saying it's like it's I'm behind on a trend, but I guess I don't feel always like connected to like what people are attracted to. I know AI is so much easier and it's gotten so much better over the years. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not all the way there yet with some of the AI type files. I just feel like a lot of them look just so different than especially like the Mickey Mouse ones. Like most of them, they just come out looking weird to me. So yeah, I'm just what trend is out. So I'm not saying it's a trend, but it's a file that someone took the time to create. I mean, the file itself, it can take a lot to make it where every individual part of a file you can edit and like and making them all frames. So no, I was just showing when I first came on, like I was sharing my live, and then what popped up was this was inside of a group, and they had, I guess this is a frame that they are promoting, and I've seen them before, like people will make the skin kind of like glitter, like brown glitter, like they'll make the shirts and stuff like that. Like they'll fill it with glitter. That's why they make it a frame so that you can either add color or you can add a digital background. But this one, they had like a real face in it with the cartoonish body. And I was like, I don't know if I really like that. Now, the cheer one, I do like because they didn't fill her face in with like a real face, which I don't think they would be able to because the ears are exposed. Like the lady's face would have to be like in a specific position to fit in there. But I do like the no face cartoon image. I do like the no face. I don't know. I guess okay. So let's talk about it real quick. And know that I'm not breaking down somebody else. It just so happened to come up, so I showed it. For me, especially with it being advertised for high schools and things of that nature, I think that skirt is to short. And I don't know about anyone else, like none, well, in other areas, but none of our schools here allow for midriffs for high school. Now, I've seen them in cheer uniforms for colleges, but I can't think of, and I don't think it's allowed because even like their school uniforms, as far as like having like midriff or just school clothes in general. So I don't know, about that whole thing with, because who's on there? Okay, so this says OHS. So I'm guessing this is somebody's. high school. But I'm also wondering, is this real or is it actually, I think this might be I really think this might be AI. And the reason why I say that is because that looks like two different people. I'm wondering, oh yeah, and then the school name says Roseville, but the uniform says OHS. So I really think, and that's like, man, AI now, people are creating like it's sometimes really hard to tell what's AI and what's not until you really, really dive into it. And so me just dissecting this, I really think it's AI. One chart is kind of lower, and then the other one is very much so midriff. But I'm like, for us for high school, they can't wear midriffs. And I don't think any of our high schools have like little skimpy skirts like that. So I don't know, like that wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily be drawn to that because then I think like that doesn't really represent like an actual high school cheerleader. So I don't know. But it's like when I was saying like trends, to me, I find like people see those types of setups and it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And they clamor to them. Like they're quick to purchase them, not even knowing how they're going to use it. And I just wish sometimes that I could be that type of creator and sometimes instructor with teaching classes where I just kind of teach whatever, no matter if it's like something I would do. That's one of my downfalls, I think, is I prefer to teach the things that I would actually create myself and not just put it out there just because people might, you know, take to it. Like, so yeah, that's just me. But anywho, how are you guys doing? How is everyone on this good old Friday? It's raining. How is the weather in your neck of the woods? It is raining here in South Florida. Hello, Jeanette, Tony, thank you. And of course, Aquisha, welcome in. Why is my kid yelling like he has no sense? Sharia, hello. Monique, how art thou? Oh, wait, you definitely can hear my kid screaming. It's raining in Georgia. That's what's, but I mean, yeah, it's like it might be, but I really think that I don't know, unless they just picked a picture because the school said when they did it says Roosevelt, but in the shirt. But I really think it might be AI though. And that's my first thought when I was like, okay, it has to be a college because high schoolers I know of don't wear midriffs. I like using AI, but I like using it for business purposes more than just images. I mean, okay, now that's totally different. Like there's a lot of AI resources that I mean, look, at me in chat, there's a lot of like the AI within Canva. There's a lot of like I want to so I've looked into a lot of the AI stuff kind of for like the images that people kind of create for themselves. Like there's this one young lady. I don't think she's foreign. She's not. I don't think she's like full on American because when she talks, like you can hear like some type of accent. But I don't want to speculate on what country she's from. But like her content is like all like pink, 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 pink. She has blonde hair. And so she has like ads and stuff that goes and she's like, oh, I want to show you how, you can have just like a regular picture of you and you can kind of make it look like a professional photo shoot and you don't have to get all dolled up. I don't know. Like for me, I don't know if I always like those. And then I don't feel like they always look like you when people are doing those. I mean, I know it's supposed to be like a face swap, but I've seen so many people use those and like their body in those with those AI images they look one way in one image and then it's like a different way. And then like, which I know the hair part, not so much because I mean, hair changes, folks like, hello, wig, it could be a wig or whatever. But I don't know, like, I'm not there yet. And I know it's trending, very, very trending for people to kind of clone themselves with AI. I'm just not there yet. I'm just not like, and again, that might put me behind the 8 ball. And some people may feel like, well, you got to get with it. But I'm just, yeah, I don't know. The whole AI clone thing, it's a bit scary because if you can create it, like imagine what others might do you know, with that. Um, I wonder how it would be like if someone's taking a picture of you and they're creating these things. Like, how does that work with maybe getting into your phone, like face recognition? And I don't know, like the AI stuff to me for the visuals is very, very scary. I do love it for like creating copy, like I said, ChatGPT, things like Opus Clips where it can take long form content and break it down for you. MJ is now using Otter in school because he's a high schooler now. So, a lot more information coming at you. So being able to use that where it can take the lesson and then also break it down and help him with notes. Being able to use AI to help him with homework. So if like a question that he doesn't understand, being able to feed that in and then they can break it down like and that like continue like to break it down. So it's like you can tell it like break it down for a kindergartner. Like even if he wanted like he's in the 9th grade, but he has 11th grade classes because he took 2 years of his math and science and history. Well, I think he only had 1 year, so he might be like in like a 10th grade history now. I think it's how it works. But he's in those classes, so it's like you can have him break it down to a 5th grade, like understanding, like, hey, take this information and break it down to where a 5th grader would understand it, a 6th grader would understand it. So I love AI for those things. Like I feel like it can make things a whole lot easier. Oh, so I'll show you one of the things that I just recently used it for. So I showed a picture earlier today. Zion Imani had a spelling test, right? And I am like, I know that my kid has struggles because of his epilepsy and things of that nature. But him not passing or whatever won't be from a lack of trying and like getting help and support from his family. Like we have so many different strategies that we're using. And I'm also putting it like into like this whole curriculum for Zip Learning Co. But this morning we played a quick game of bingo, right? So there is like the ones that I just, made some things up real quick with his spelling words. And I was like, if I can get him to just remember a few out of the 10 words, like, he'll be, just like to build confidence where he doesn't feel like, man, I don't know any of this stuff. I'm about to cry because when he was like before, like, I didn't do it. Like he kept saying, I'm not smart. I'm like, no, you're very, very smart, son. So I did that for his spelling words, but he does struggle with letter recognition. So I wanted to create bingo cards for like the alphabet, right? Where I could just call it out for him, just play it and walk the game because he's very, very competitive. So I did this and I just had it create for me 16 random cards with letters and stuff. So uppercase and lowercase, so he can learn those. Now, AI made this a breeze. Like I would have done this, I would have done it manually, right? And I would have been sitting here trying to figure out like, okay, which one, like how many times I use this letter, but I was able to use AI where it created 16 different cards for me. Well, I added the bingo and like the alphabet bingo part to it, but like it created the grids and stuff for me. So I love AI. Like it just made this was so much faster. So But yeah, so I mean, I love it for stuff like that. So we're gonna play this sometime tonight. But the images are a bit scary for me. It's so crazy where you'll see stuff and like so many people on social media, on Facebook and things, they don't know if an image is real or not. Like some people just create all types of stuff, and it's like, oh, and people on social media just take it at face value. I look at the pictures they put out of Kobe Bryant's widow. And saying that she was pregnant from like her new boyfriend, which is like, she's her business. Like the man's been gone for a long time. She's, entitled to move on with her life. Like it's till death do us part, him dead. So it's like, even if she was, who cares? Like, I don't understand why people are so invested in that. But the fact that they made this lady like pregnant and like walking out of like like it was crazy. Rihanna hasn't had her baby, and there's all these pictures floating around of like her and I was about to call that man Offset Jesus. Cardi's dummy ex-husband, whatever. But ASAP Rocky, and it's like them with this baby, and oh, congratulations. And I'm like, this picture isn't even real. It's not like AI image creation is scary. Like trying, like the people who will want to use it for evil, right? Where they can go and doctor up this image to make it look like somebody's doing something that they're not. Like, I worry about the implications of that. And yes, they might, like, the 30s might be able to figure out if something is doctored and if it's not like a real image. But if it's something that's put out on social media, like the damage is done because people run with narratives, like before they get all the facts, like they just run with the narrative. So someone's reputation can be ruined off of an AI, generated. I don't know. Images, they're very, very scary for me. Like, I don't know about the images, but there's a lot of great components to like AI. There's a lot of things that I do like about AI. But understand it. So hold on, let me turn off my volume. She says mine never looked like me. So there's a couple different ones. Like if you're just trying to do like there's some where people use like the face swap, and some of the free ones you don't always really get like ones that really, really look like you. The ones that are like cartoon ones, I don't feel like that liver looks like anybody. I'm like, y'all got all of these AI images that don't look nothing like you, or people who have them created and it's like your body ain't look like that since you were in middle school, high school. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but like the body ain't teeing like that. It's like, just be you. Like, where some people do the AI to like slim stuff and, I guess to not take like professional I don't know. Like sometimes, I don't know. I'm just not there yet on the AI creation part for images. I'm just not. Stone Mountain, and it's coming down. Hopefully it doesn't come that way. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't come that way. Okay, there it is. Waiting for the comments to come back up. Let's see. Here in Charlotte, the high schools have outfits like, so they wear the cheerleaders in Charlotte, they wear the midriffs. I can't say that I've seen any of the cheerleaders here with their belly out. I can't say that I have. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripped. Maybe it's just the pictures that I've seen, but I don't think I've seen like them with their belly out. Only more so like colleges. I mean, skirts, because they have like the A-line skirts. And to me, those can be, because they like kind of ride and stuff, and you end up seeing all their bloomers. But like skirts that are pleated and like they're supposed to be flowy and they're literally like right at their rump, I don't think I've seen that for like cheer. So I don't know. But I still think that I wouldn't want it. And that's, when you are someone who is very particular about the things that you will make, it can, I guess some people say it will limit you. You know, some people are like, some people live by the philosophy of, hey, give the client what they want. I do that to an extent. There are some things that I'm just not willing to create. I'm not going to take the time to create it. Um, Will it affect money? Probably, but I like to believe that there's more who appreciate the way that I design, and I'm always going to be able to attract those who like the way that I design when it comes to my custom business. I'll be able to attract the learners, like the creative learners who want to learn like my design style and things like that. I will attract them, and I don't have to worry about teaching something or creating something that I would never ever use like myself in 1,000 years. I do believe that there is a lookalike audience that their design style and their creative style is kind of like mine. And, you know, it's just a matter of finding them. I got to figure out now, though. I probably need to find a randomizer that will call out the letters because I really don't want to make a bunch of, because it's uppercase and lowercase, which means that's 26 times 2. And I would have to create those and probably use like my hole punch to punch a hole out so that I could have them like all mixed up in like a bowl or cup or something to pull them out to do the bingo. Or I can look online and we play this with something online where there is a randomizer that will call out the different letters. But we're going to do this. I'm going to actually still do another one with his spelling words. I've created so this week, I've been creating a bunch of resources. So as soon as we got like his spelling words, I created 3 different videos for that. So when I got spelling words, I did the one where it's like it's showing him like the words, how to spell it, and it repeats it. Then Tuesday, their homework was to choose 5 of the words and write sentences for them. So and then this is where AI came in at, right? So I gave ChatGPT the all of his spelling words, and I had it do it. Well, no. So I thought about it after the fact where I should have had them create sentences that were more on a first grade reading level than a second grade reading level. But I originally had put in there that he was like in the second grade. So it created um sentences. So it was like 3 sentences. I asked it for like 3 to 4 sentences for each word. And then I was able to take that and put it into Canva and create a video where it kind of went through and it showed him words. Now I had to go in and do the manual part of like bolding and making the actual spelling word a different color. I haven't figured out if there is an AI component for that. Cause like, I mean, AI can be a beast in itself, learning all of these different AI tools and like what's out there. But I'm a design, like I know graphic designing. I think that the ones who don't really know graphic designing, like for them, it's a little bit easier because it's like, okay, well, I haven't even got into this yet. Anyway, if I wanted graphic design, I'm going to figure out all this AI stuff. But because I have been a graphic designer for umpteen years, nearly 30 years, like since I was in high school, it's like I like it for one component, but there are certain parts of it I just got to put my hand to the mouse to create it. So I created, I'll show you part of I showed a little bit of it in a video earlier this week. Where's the video? I downloaded. Oh, that's camera roll. That's why. Let's go to recent. So, see, like, is it playing? Is it playing? I don't know. Did I stop it? Okay, no, it's going. So this was, you can't hear the audio, but I'm technically reading out the words that's on the screen right now. And then so using Canva to do those transitions. And so it has like the word has, and then, this is like the sentences that chat gave me. And I was able to like copy and paste them in there. And then I use the animation in Canva to where it does this. And so it goes through it for each word. I originally used AI to create like different versions. Like I wanted like the different body movements, but then I manually traced and created like all of the zippy characters. So he has this video that he's able to watch. So I end up creating this, and then from this, we paused it. He picked the sentence that he wanted to write, and then we just kind of went to them, and I wrote them on a board for him to write them. But this allows him to hear the word, read the word. We did like multiple lessons within this because I asked him, okay, what color is the spelling word? Like, so that's what he knows colors really well. So I color code like anything that he needs to learn, I color code it. And so it makes it to where that stands out for him, and then he can identify it. So I'm like, okay, well, what color is bad? So then like on the first one, he'll say like brown or green or whatever. So it's like those are all of the strategies that we're using to help him get through this year. So that was one that we created. And because they had a spelling test, I also did one that was kind of like basically a spelling test. And I basically, for each word, I would say it twice and use it in a sentence. And then I'll say, write the word, whatever it is. And so he just listened to it. And my goal was like, when it comes to this, is to have him listen to it and then just write the word down. So I don't have to like, say the words every single time. Like if I need to go cook dinner or whatever, I could literally put this on in front of him and he's doing the spelling test and I'm like cooking or doing whatever. So I'm always creating like resources, and I'm like, I literally have to do this. She's going to try and get me the information earlier that I can do it on the weekend. But as of right now, like, she's like, give her some mid time to kind of get all that stuff together. But when he comes home with his work on Mondays, I will literally spend Mondays. So at least now I know she does kind of the spelling words. They write it a few times. They'll have sentences. And then what was the other one they did with? I don't remember. So like I know when I get the words on Monday, that will be the next thing I do. Like I'll create the videos for the words. I'll create, I'll use ChatGPT to create the sentences, and I'll create it for the spelling test one. So I'll literally do that every single week to just reinforce it. The only thing that I wish that they didn't, she just gives them 4 days. So you give them the words on Monday and then they're testing on Friday. Like when we were in school, yeah, you got the new set of words on Monday, like after the test, but you were able to have the entire week, the weekend, and then you would test on Monday. Yes, you'll get a new set of words, but you also have that like those extra days to study. So it doesn't mean just because you get a new set of words on Monday doesn't mean that you can't test on the old words on that Monday. That's the only thing I wish that they would do, is give them a little bit more time, like the weekend, to like study. So that's my only thing. Like they are second graders, so. But it's, adjusting to him, like at the new school, and adjusting to how they do things is something that, it's going to take some getting used to. I'm a design, like I know graphic. What's the AI one your oldest son uses for help? So in class, he is so we put the Otter, OTTER AI, like .ai. I think it's like, you go look for that one. So if they have that, you're able to, like, it records lectures, because you can technically put, like, hit the voice record, but chat GPT's voice, like, dictation isn't meant for like long form where it can like record an entire like lecture or class. Because some people even use, like, you can connect that, like when you're on Zoom, you can have that on there. So if you're like in one of my classes, and it will take whatever I've said, it basically transcribes it, and then it takes that and creates a summary. You can tell it to create practice questions for you. It can create your notes for you, like all those different things. So it's Otter AI is the one that he's using for like in class for that. And then for just math questions, we take pictures of him and put him in ChatGPT. He had an AI one that was supposed to be specifically for math, because it also had, well, what is that one? I can't remember the name of it. He still can kind of use it because it had like the graphs, because we've been using that one for a while. Like if you're, when he was in uh, uh, geometry, and it would create like the lines and, you know, the like all that stuff. So I have to go back and look and see on his iPad and see, or his phone, one of those. But we use ChatGPT a lot. Like I've had him incorporating AI into learning. The schools didn't embrace it last year. Now this year they are embracing AI. MJ school literally has an entire class that's based around utilizing AI. Like, they built what's called the AI lab at his school. My sister is in Georgia, and she says that they are encouraging them over the summer, I think it was, or like whatever, they like one of their they call it PDs, like the professional developments. Like, they had this whole thing about incorporating AI in schools. And I think, and she said they have this one thing, like I guess they only have one of them. It's really, really expensive, but it's like a robot or like some type of system, and it goes into the room, and it's supposed to like record them, like what they're teaching, and it breaks it down to give them notes and all of these different things. So schools are now embracing AI, whereas before, a lot of them, you know, especially when it came to like Chat GPT, which people know now, but there was like Writer and all these other ones that will help you with like writing stuff. They consider that to be like plagiarism, or like that was cheating, where you're utilizing those things. But now they're really, really embracing it, because it can be a resource to help. And we've been using it for a while, because it will break down like math questions that MJ did not understand. We would go take the picture of it. It's giving you like the notes of it. It tells you exactly how to figure it out, all those things. So it just helps the notes that he already has. Like maybe he was like, he maybe have missed one part of it. So like I said, we've been using it. We've been using different AI resources for well over a year now when it comes to MJ in school. But Otter is the one for lectures, and you can pay for it. And we basically have the one that we can share, because they have a free version, but with the free version, you have to basically restart. Like, it only does 30-minute bursts at a time. So you have to like let it process and then go in and restart it, like the recording again. And you might miss some stuff in that little pocket. So you have to, it's better to just go ahead and get the paid version, because it can do like an unlimited time, like amount of time when it comes to recording the classes. Yes, I'm trying to show him the right way to use it. Yeah. So like, you never want them to like just put in like some random information and it like have that just write it for them. Um it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, right? Because MJ is not fast with typing, but we've been using voice dictation. Like, I taught, now that's one thing that I taught him about a long time ago. With Microsoft Word, there's a microphone there. So you can do basically text to talk. And that is a form of AI. So basically, you know, when he wanted to write certain things out, he would just go hit the microphone, and he's talking to it versus trying to type it out. And it just picks up on it. And now with like AI, if you kind of like, it'll help your grammar. and making sure that you don't have a lot of misspelled words, which is, it can be a good thing and a bad thing, because these kids now are not focused on learning to truly spell. Like their vocabulary is high. They're able to speak and verbalize, like, and communicate like what is it they want. Like they can go and they can do a full summary and just speak the summary, and AI will basically type it up. You do have to go in there because there are certain markers where, okay, dude, this is AI. Where they put these random like dashes and stuff like that. Like you have to go in there and kind of edit it down. But we've been using that, like, because he's not strong at typing. So I always tell him just use the voice to text to like answer stuff, and he's still doing the work, but it just made the typing part easier. And now with Copilot already like integrated into Word, like he can do like his initial summary and then just use AI to enhance it, maybe extend, because I feel like kids now, like, they don't really get into like details when it comes to their writing. So now it can like beef up the sentences a little bit more, where it's not like this basic sentence type stuff with like no detail and no substance to it. So that's kind of how you teach them to use it responsibly. It needs to still be your own thoughts, your own ideas. You're not just letting it just do the summary for you. I still require him to read whatever he needs to read and study. I tell him, like, you need to be able to create a study guide from it. So you can utilize it, you can have it break it down for you in a way that you're going to understand it. But I need for you to take that and rewrite most of that stuff on index cards so that you can actually study it. I'm a firm believer that when you write stuff, it helps you retain it better. And then just being able to like read it back. So I'm like, if you're going to use it, I still need to see the actual work from you. And that's kind of how we've been dealing with AI for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, because he kind of started more so in the 7th grade, where we were kind of incorporating different AI, probably even 6th grade, if I'm being honest. We've been incorporating like AI, because I've been using chat for a long time. And it's so crazy, like almost all of his stuff, people complain about like school supplies. I'm going to tell you, if you are a parent that's like, oh my God, these school supplies are ridiculous, I really think that's like an elementary school thing. Because I think no, middle school too, because they wanted things like the composition notebooks, they wanted the 3-ring binders, they wanted all this stuff. MJ gets to high school, and luckily we did not buy anything really for him. I mean, we keep paper, like the loose leaf paper, like in the house. We keep highlighters because baby, when it comes to the notes, his mama loves a good highlighter, and like sticky notes and things like that, where I kind of teach like for bookmarks, like just to kind of mark certain things and like keep up with stuff. So we've had those. We buy a bunch of like, for dynamite, crayons, color pencils, things like that. MJ did have to use some of them for like projects and things, more so the color pencils, not the crayons. But we keep all that stuff. We keep pencils in the house. So it's like we never really have to go out and buy a whole lot of that stuff. And then when it came to high school, he's like, oh, everyone's like, everything is digital. I think he only had like 2 or 3 out of the 8 classes where he needed like a physical, like something physical. But I told him, like, you need to make sure you have it for like the other classes too, to take your notes. But because of Otter, for like a lot of those classes are ones where he can use Otter, it will create it, and then he can always print out those notes when he gets home. So we do have like a hole punch, and he does have a 3-ring binder to where if he has to print those out, he can put those in there. But I also have this system where he can make his own like little booklets. I don't have anyone right here, but it's like binding his own, so he can take a bunch of notes, punch the hole in it, and he can kind of just keep adding to that as well. So I mean, hello, his mom has a whole print shop, so it's a lot of stuff that we can do when it comes to like his digital notes, that it will be digitally, then we just print it out. But yeah, math, I mean, it's amazing for math. The one thing though is you have to remember that AI is universal, and they teach math differently in different regions. So there were times where with some of his math questions, the way that the teacher taught it or the work that they wanted to see was a little bit different. So we had to feed it a lot of like his notes and things like that so that it outputted the information the correct way. Because I mean, sometimes it was going off on a tangent. So we had to kind of reel that thing back in and kind of train it. But to everyone that is just listening in and you're not kind of commenting, I mean, this is just kind of Friday Live with the professor. You're more than welcome to ask, other questions. Like if you have questions about AI, but for your business, feel free to go ahead and post that. I mean, post those questions. If you have questions about Silhouette Studio or Photoshop or Canva, any of those things, feel free to like go. It doesn't, that was just me kind of going back because I talked about a little bit about AI. It started off from like the whole image creation for AI. But yeah, so this is still, a creative space and we can talk about all things creative. Hello, Maciel, how art thou? Looney Dragon Studio, how art thou? Y'all, so if you did not see, we are actually I still have some of them here. Hold on. Because they were like misprints. And the color was like all off on some of these. And I kept some to show how, like different printers, different settings. It's the same paper. And look at how different those prints come out. I was kind of upset. Like this one wasn't that bad, but it's not like bright. So this was matte paper. But that's how that denim is supposed to look. This one, the denim was darker, but the pinks and stuff were also a bit darker. They weren't as bright. And then this one was a little bit it was washed out and too bright. This one was cool, like okay, but like you can see the denim was super, super blue, like it was really, really bright. So printing from the different ones and how different the colors came out, it was driving me insane in the membrane. I was like so frustrated, but there's a lot of different design techniques within this. So the stripes on here, I created my own pattern paper to be able to fill that in. The Hello Kitties, we traced certain ones, and then I happened to come across one that had glasses, and then being able to trace that, and we isolated the glasses by itself, and we were able to put them on the faces. And then like this one, her eyes was technically like this, but then we were able to put the ones where it's almost like her eyes are like closed. Then of course doing the layered letters, and things like that. And then with this one, same thing as the layered letter, just changed the different colors. But I created this custom background, doing the bows, and there was a version of it where it had like glitter. But I'm actually doing this as a design challenge the first week of September. Pre-order is available now. And then it'll go into early bird next week, but the discount won't be the same and the cost of it will be a little bit more. So get in where you fit in now. And yeah, like I said, first week of September, it's going to be like a 3-day, but then there'll be an option for day 4 and 5, which will be more like advanced, and then like a full kind of like study hall Q&A type session where everything that we learn, we'll be able to go over it like in real time in the session. So that link is in the description of this, but that's one of the things that we're working on. I have to be very strategic now about my own classes because I'm also creating a bunch of resources and things for Zip Learning and things to help Zion Iman. Like now that he's back in school, so I have to be very strategic for a little bit until I get my footing on how I'm doing classes. So although at first I wanted to do a lot of like individual classes, but that requires a lot of prep work for individuals. So I'm going to end up doing a lot of like design challenges. Normally, I don't do my design challenges until the end of the year, like the fourth quarter of the year, but I'm going to start the design challenges beginning of September. And just different design techniques and kind of making it more than it's just a day. Because the one when it was a day, that can be a lot because it's like quite a few hours and trying to rush all that in. So we're going to make it over like the course of 3 days with 2 days of like, we call them VIC. So that's like very important creatives, and it will give you another opportunity, like a little bit more advanced features, but also like having that study hall session. So yeah, like, well, the pre-order link is there, and you can kind of go in and it's under pre-order, and then once it's live you'll see, because I'm going to add like some starter information to it before we go into the live classes. So I'll be on the lookout after that. Like I said, you can enroll now. Hey Octavius, how art thou? You can enroll now under pre-order, and then there is a discount code for pre-order, and then that ends on Sunday. Come Monday, there will be it's still kind of a sort of a discount, but not as much for the early bird, and that will last for a little bit. And like I said, first week of September, we will have that design challenge for like how to. Actually, you know what? I'll show you guys. I'll just show you my screen real quick. So those who were on my live, that there was no recording from it, but they were able to kind of like watch me work when I was designing this set. So they only saw a part of it, like when I was kind of really creating like the elements, like the tracing part, the glasses, things of that nature. So, but there's no recording for like, if you don't check your emails from us, I suggest you do, because you'll get like event notifications when I just do like when I'm working on something, or we have like a co-working session. It's just like focused like work time, and you know, you just kind of come on the Zoom. If you have questions, or you can see like what I'm working on. You can see behind the scenes of like how my day goes and what I'm doing. You know, as a creative entrepreneur. Because it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Like sometimes it can be very frustrating. Sometimes it's like very, very boring. It's like nothing kind of going on. If you're the one that feels like, oh my God, like, you know, I should always be doing something like in my business, but there are those like just kind of slow days. So those live videos, you're able to come in the Zoom session. They're not recorded. People ask like for replays for them. There is no replay for those sessions, but some of them do produce classes that you would be able to sign up for. Henceforth, this one. So they did, like those who were on there, they did get to see like how I created the M, which is, you know, kind of, did I do that one on there? I think I already had that. But I broke down like the inspiration. They saw where I went and looked for like other things. So the Google search, when I was trying to figure out like, you know, just different backgrounds and stuff. So then these two came up, which end up being the true foundation for the way the design is set up. And kind of like her hanging off from the side. And like the stripes. So I showed like that one, and I had a pattern, like how you would add the pattern and stuff in there. We changed the color, and then with just this one and like the whole wave of bows over this area, the stripes on this side. So that was the inspiration. This is what it means to be like inspired, and you're pulling from it, and it's like, okay, I like this, but maybe not creating it like verbatim. So like this right here, we end up doing this color. Well, I actually did this color scheme for that one. So this was that one where I could do it with glitter, or this one. And so there it was like on the side. So there's that. That was the original. and we did a trace. We added the glasses because this was cut off. So it was like taking, so this is the one right here. This one had glasses on it. So I did this one where I traced this one out um, to isolate just the glasses. And then we were able to put them in. So this was the original. So we took the glasses from here, put it on here, and slanted it where it was like this. You can see here, that one has, oh, I don't have that over here. I don't, the original for that one, but it didn't have these eyes. And then we were able to kind of put those eyes. And it's the original, just hands versus like the arm, isolating the bow and then creating. So they didn't get to see me do any of this. They just kind of saw in the Zoom when I was creating the line pattern paper, how I made customize the Hello Kitty. Actually, you know what they did? They saw this. So they saw me make the notebook covers, nothing else. But as you can see, it's just kind of a repeat of the design. It's just a repeat of the design and just kind of arranged in different ways. I really like this where it looks like she's almost holding the word crayons. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I thought it was cool. But yeah, so, and I got a call from them. It was like she absolutely loved everything. So that was cool to kind of get that report back, because I sent it next day air via FedEx, and it got there literally the next morning. I was like, okay, FedEx. But yeah, so design challenge, the link is there. We are not, okay, let me make sure I'm very, very clear. It's not about learning how to make the school supplies. It is not about how to make it for school supplies. All of the design elements, like making your own digital backgrounds, being able to trace, being able to switch out different things, how to create, even like this and how the setup is, you can use it for anything, but the crayon boxes won't be included. Like all this stuff won't be, like, it's not about that. Like you can get the concept just from doing like an 8.5 by 11 sheet, or you can make this into an invitation. You can turn it into a shirt. You can turn it into whatever. It's about learning the design technique. So I want to make sure that that is perfectly clear, that you're not going to get the templates for the crayon boxes. It's not a back to school design challenge. It's a technique of, when you find inspiration pictures, like how do you go and translate that into your own? Okay, so let me ask you guys this question. With seeing the inspiration pics, and I don't know where the other one is. Hold on, let me see. Where is that other? Oh, this one right here. So it was these. Do you feel like I successfully made it my own? Wow, is it that much of a delay, or the answer is no? Can y'all hear me? All right. Well, I have no desire to sit here and talk to myself. This is not necessarily a monologue podcast. I figured, okay, we're in the evening. There would be a little bit more engagement. I really have no desire to sit here and talk to myself. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live video. Yeah. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.